Eagles offense against the Titans defense. I mean, this really kind of boils down to the Eagles run game against the Titans run defense. This is strength on strength, as strong as you can get. The Titans lead the league in run defense success rate, even after a mixed game, I guess, against the Bengals last week. The final numbers for Cincinnati were okay. It's not like they pushed the Titans around. I think missing Danico Autry is a part of this, which we'll get into because he may not play this week either. So they have, and they're also, I think, depending on which version of EPA you look at, they're first or second in EPA allowed per rush. On the other side of the ball, the Eagles are number one in success rate on the ground. They're number one in EPA per rush. They have the best run game in the NFL. So we've got some real slobber knocker potential between the fronts of these two teams playing against each other on Sunday.
Yeah, it's I know it's like there's one little chess match, but the rest is this is a heavyweight fight. It's gonna be awesome. The thing is with Jason Kelce, and again, hyping up my 30s award again. I gave him offensive lineman of the year so far because I think this is the best ball he's been playing.
Making up awards. Now you're a true media member.
I had to. It's like such a hipster thing where it's like I watch line play, so here's my nominees for best lineman. But the one weakness with Jason Kelce, because he's light, he's a former fullback, is that big, heavy defensive linemen can kind of get after him a little bit. They mitigate it in a lot of ways. Get him on the move. They'll adjust their zone stuff. Let him wipe coverage or wipe block, all that stuff. Get him out in space.
White block is when the center kind of does a little fold where he's coming around.
Yeah. So don't get him on a double team where you can get knocked back and everything. So, but the thing is, he's going against not only Jeffrey Simmons, who's playing like an all pro and is just an ass kicking defensive lineman, but T.R. Tart, his bash brother in the interior, both physical. That's what I'm going to keep calling him. It's Mark McGuire and Jose Canseco. Like that's what these two are in the middle. And I think they actually match up well against it because the Eagles, they'll do some zone read stuff, some slide block with RPO and get the tight end out in space as well to like lead for Jalen Hurts. But they like to run at you. They do duo really well. They like to just blunt force you right up the chute. But the Titans are fine with that. And on top of it, they have David Long, who reads the game extremely well, and he stays clean because their defensive linemen are so good. So he stays clean, can read it well. So I think we usually hear chess match between like what Fred Warner and Tua. We hear the chess match in the passing game. This is a chess match between run defense and a quarterback that runs the ball. Like I actually think it's going to be really interesting to watch David Long and how he's going to read and react to this game. And if you want to understand why this matters, watch the Eagles against the Jaguars earlier this year. And this is why Devin Lloyd is no longer playing. That was the start of it. Because watch what the Eagles did to Devin Lloyd and watching a rookie linebacker go, oh God, where do I go? And there's Miles Sanders. There's Jalen Hurts out in space. This is the opposite. This is a smart and physical Titans defense that I think is going to be a really fun matchup.
Watching what the Colts did to the Eagles a couple of weeks ago, where they have a really sound plan for how to defend all of those read option plays, where it's we're going to crash down, we're going to force him to keep the ball, and we're going to scrape over the top. And I don't know. I would assume based on the success that the Colts had, that the Titans are going to have a similar plan. But it goes back to that Lou Anarumo thing. I want to see what the Titans' plan is for the Eagles' run game. Like, what is our best answer for how they're running the ball right now and how they create numbers for themselves? So it's a really, really good one. Again, the Danico Autry side of this, worth considering because what he can do on the edge as a 270-pound defensive end and just controlling one end of the line of scrimmage is huge in the Titans' ability to defend the run, and there's a chance he may not play again this week.
Yeah, and that's this Titans defense. We've talked about it. They like to push the pocket and push on the quarterback. Jalen Hurts takes advantage of a lot is if one defender messes up their pass rush lane, it doesn't keep contained, he punishes it over and over, usually going to his right. It's really funny. He's like Zoolander. Going to his left, he's just like, I can't throw the ball going to his left. It's really but it's funny. You can look at the stats, watch the eye test. He's completed like 2 balls when he scrambles to his left. It's really funny. But going to his right, he's devastating. And usually it's because how many of these defenses have these guys with their ears pinned back? Oh, I'm getting past Lane Johnson. And then they lose the pass rush contain and then up and out. There goes Jalen Hurts. This is the opposite. The Titans defense has none of those guys. They have Mario Edwards on the outside. They have Bud Dupree. They push, condensed space. So I think it's going to be really interesting. It's kind of like they have some answers to this Eagles offense that's very good. So I'm really curious how this matchup ends up because, again, it's another strength versus strength matchup.